Right next to me is the 4th best-selling sedan in all of America. This is the 2025 Honda Civic 4-door Sport. And now for 2025 model year, there are some differences compared to the previous. If you're a Civic fan, you probably can already tell the front's pretty dang aggressive. That bumper is completely changed and super aggressive. And in this video, I'll be taking you through the ins and outs, showing you the differences, showing you this whole vehicle, and let's see, is it actually worth it? Because the price point is just under $28,000. For that price point, is it worth it? Well, let's see. And before getting started, I want to say a huge thank you to Executive Honda in Wallingford, Connecticut for allowing me to use this vehicle for the day. Their information will be linked down in the description below. Now let's dive right into it and talk about the front of the vehicle, because this whole new front is completely redesigned for the 2025 model year. If you go back 20 years ago with the Civics, they looked budgety. They didn't look like crazy. They looked like a vehicle on a budget. This still is, but this looks super aggressive, race car style, luxurious. You look at this vehicle, you don't think this is a sub $30,000 vehicle. You think it's over that. They did a very good job making this look cool. You have LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, and yes, LED turn signals. All here, LED. For under $30,000, that's a steal. This part right here is actually airflow. So this takes air, sucks it through the side of the vehicle to improve the aerodynamics. Now, it's not a lot of airflow. I'll pan to on the side here and show it. There's a little slit on the side. So it sucks in a little bit of airflow, but it does improve the aerodynamics. Up front here, you have a lot of plastic. Now, there is airflow actually down here, more for that radiator, but this kind of is all fake plastic. It's just a little bit, so a little bit's better than nothing, but you do have actually a lot of airflow up here. I could put my whole hand through that. This whole piece here is airflow. You have the Honda badge up front and center, and then, which is pretty cool, you have like a lip on the bottom here. Now, does this really do any aerodynamic stuff? I can't really tell, but it's very nice and extends the whole entire length of the vehicle, making it look super race car-y. If you like cars just like me, can you hit that subscribe button? It takes 1 second, it helps me out a lot. Thank you. Under the hood is where you start to realize that maybe the sport name for this vehicle is just for the cosmetics, because this is a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, non-turbo, naturally aspirated, and it only produces 150 horsepower and 133 foot-pounds of torque, going through a CVT transmission, and it gets an average of 34 miles to the gallon. And you might be wondering, well, couldn't I get the 1.5-liter turbo? No. They canned that. This is it. This is the 2-liter 4-cylinder engine in all the Civics. Even the hybrids, they have new hybrids, which I will review in the next month or two. Stay tuned for that. It's the same engine, but just with 2 additional batteries to it. So this engine is in every single 2025 Civic. The key fob of this vehicle is simple, but has some features to it. So you got lock, unlock, the typical stuff. There's a trunk button, hold that, and the trunk like partially opens up. Now you have to manually go and open up the rest. It just kind of opens halfway. It's very odd. But then it also has double tap that and hold this button for remote start. And there it goes. And I'll always say this is a sub $30,000 vehicle and it has remote start. I reviewed a $50,000 Land Rover that didn't have remote start. So that's a 1-up. No roof rails up top. I mean, it's a sedan. No sunroof up here. These mirrors have blind spot monitoring built into them, and they do not have turn signals on the side here. These wheels are 18-inch alloy rims with all-season weather tires. I actually really like these black alloy rims. They make it stand out. It's a sub $30,000 vehicle, but it looks really aggressive and sporty. These little 3 dots there, hit it, and it locks the vehicle with your keys in the pocket. Now all you have to do is just go, grab the door handle, and it unlocks. And those 3 dots are also on the passenger door, so just do that, lock it, but they're not on the rear doors. Open up the rear door, you're greeted to plastic. I mean, what do you expect in this vehicle? There's plastic everywhere. Up here, down all the way there. You do actually have 2 speaker grills, so that's very nice. This material right here is a different textured plastic, but it's still plastic. This here is the only softer bit you have, and it's very thin, but it's decently nice to rest your arm there. Window controls, door handle. Hopping in the rear here, these are like half cloth, half leatherette seats. They're different, but they're very comfortable. You sink in them. They're harder than kind of like leatherette seats, but they're nice. They're comfortable. They're good. This is the amount of legroom I have. I'm 5'8", not the tallest, but I got a pretty good amount of legroom. And headroom, I actually have an inch or 2. So if you're 6 foot, it's gonna be kind of tight in this vehicle. But overall, it's not bad. There is a middle hump, So let's see. Yeah, you're gonna have to man spread in this vehicle. This is not gonna be comfortable. So you're gonna have to go like that. And that still gives a lot of room for a person here. So 3 adults, I think, can fit relatively comfortably in this vehicle. There's no air vents, no USB Type-Cs or A ports in the back. You're close enough to the front here so the air will hit you, and you could drag a cable from the front. So it's not bad at all. No pockets in the back. And then you also have no sunroof, but this thing is a cup holder armrest. So bring this down, you got 2 cup holders there, but there is no like lock for this. So it's just, ooh, if it goes down, oh, I guess there's a lock there, but it's just throw it down. So not bad, it's comfortable, but I wish it was like kind of here because that would keep your hand in a perfect spot. Open up the front door and you're greeted to plastic again. They don't even give you the luxury of having soft touch here. It's still all hard touch up there. They do though add this extra like cloth piece there and here with a little bit of thickness compared to the rear. So nice to rest your arm there. Bigger storage pocket, snacks, cups, whatever you want to put there. 1 speaker grill, where the other one actually had 2 speaker grills. This has 2 auto windows, so just 1 touch down, 1 touch up. The windows go up and down. Mirror controls, handle, that's a button for the trunk. Boop. And then that half opens up just like the key fob. These seats are half leatherette and half cloth, just like the rear, but they're like barely leatherette. Like I don't even know why they did that. It's just on the edges. So the whole part where you sit is all cloth. Kind of odd why they did that. And then these are all manual seats. So just tilt back, up, down. Same with that. There's no power operated seats in this vehicle. Turn on the vehicle with a push to start and you are gridded to a half digital, half analog gauge cluster. This, if you can see that here, this part is a screen, but that's actually analog. So you have analog miles per hour and then a digital RPMs gauge with actually another digital miles per hour in the middle there. This whole thing can be customized, changed to different stuff within that RPM gauge. So you hit this little home button and you can scroll through with this little dial and go through different settings. So speed and time, driver attention. And this is by far my favorite setting, the seatbelt. So just hit that button, go into it. There's an X there. It senses my weight on the seat, shows that I'm not buckled. So when I go and buckle, it should do a check mark. If I can actually buckle myself in there, I don't know why that thing popped up, but there, it shows a little check mark that I'm buckled in. So if there's people in the rear that are not buckled and you don't know because you're driving, you don't want to look all the way back while going 60 miles an hour on the highway, you could just look at this little screen and it'll say they're not buckled. So then you go and yell at them. But there's so many other stuff. There's maintenance stuff, safety. The safety is crazy in this vehicle. And some of the safety settings in this vehicle is road departure mitigation. You have blind spot information system, collision mitigation braking, and hey, if you want to turn all this stuff off, you can. You also have blind spot monitoring on the side there, and then put this vehicle in reverse, and you have a backup camera with moving trajectory lines that actually move when you move the steering wheel, which is very nice. But it's not the clearest camera at all. It's very, very blurry. There's actually a car right there kind of on the side of me that just pulled up and you could see you can't really see it at all. Now you do have other camera angles, which is pretty cool. It's just up, down, different views. So you can get different camera angles for parking. And I do also want to talk about something pretty funny. It's driver attention. So you can hit that and it actually senses your attention. So if you've been driving on the road for an hour, 2, 3, 4, whatever it tells you, it'll say, hey, maybe you should take a break and stop driving because you're getting a little, crazy. So take a break, rest up, and then go back to driving. That's cool that it keeps track of that. Leather wrapped, non-heated steering wheel, paddle shifters on the back there. This little thing is to control that screen I was showing you earlier. You have volume controls, voice controls there. This over on the side is lane keep assist and adaptive cruise control. So what lane keep assist does is it guides you in the lanes. So when you're on the highway, there's the 2 dotted lines. It'll keep you in. It is not anywhere near a self-driving feature, but it guides you. So if you're kind of swaying a little off, it'll bounce you back into the lane. And adaptive cruise control is very cool. So let's say you want to set to 60 miles an hour while you're driving. The vehicle in front of you starts to slow down to 55. Your vehicle will automatically slow down to 55 miles an hour. No need to turn off cruise control, whatever. It automatically does it. And then if the vehicle in front of you goes to the side and you have an opening lane now, your vehicle will speed back up to 60 miles an hour. Sorry for the glare, but this vehicle has a touchscreen with Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, wired. It is a black and white screen for their own kind of infotainment stuff, the media, phone. But when you have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, it's completely colored. So I don't know why Honda does their kind of black and white thing, but there's really not a lot that you can do. It's just menu, different settings, and phone radio. That's really it on this. You do have physical buttons though, which I really, really like. They're super clicky, nice to use. Super amazing. We want physical buttons. Keep that, please. Below the touchscreen, there is AC controls, and these are physical AC controls. We want that. Please keep that, Honda. Super clicky, very nice. Honda has nailed these controls. Very easy to use. They're nice. And then you want it off completely, just simple, push like that. All your controls there, different modes to do the, the face, the feet, super easy, nice. 2 USB-C ports, and then a cigarette lighter port to put like a cigarette lighter charger in there. This does not have a wireless charging pad. The higher trims do. This does not. Nice spot to still put a phone though. This is your gear shifter. It's leather wrapped. You put it in reverse, like I showed you. You got the backup camera, the neutral drive. No low gear in this vehicle. 2 cup holders. I got my Baja Blast there. Then this is how you change the drive mode selectors. Just up on that, you got sport mode, normal, and eco. Those are the 3 modes in it. The sport mode is going to give you more power. The eco mode is going to give you less power to save on fuel economy. Your auto start stop button, parking brake, and brake hold. And this is a nice cloth armrest. It's actually super comfortable. Probably one of the most comfortable armrests in this vehicle. Lift it up, and you got a little storage compartment there, so you could take this out or keep it, put some coins, and it goes extremely deep in this. So you can put a lot of things in here. And I do also want to mention the rear view mirror here. Now, there's nothing wrong with the mirror, but the glass in the back, I don't know if you could tell, but it's very, very small and thin. So it's actually kind of hard to see out the rear here. There's not a lot of room. And now, especially if there's passengers in the rear, there's gonna be not a lot of visibility. So I wish they thought of that and gave you like a camera. I know that'll be a little bit more money, but it might be kind of hard to see out the back. Coming on to the back, it's very ordinary and plain compared to the front. The front was really nice, aggressive. This is pretty chill and tame. You have a little like lip spoiler here. I'll show you. It lifts up, probably gives you some nice aerodynamic air downforce. I don't know how much, probably gives you some. The Civic badge there, Sport badge all the way on that side. These are LED taillights, but you have halogen turn signals. Where in the front you have LED, on the back you have halogen. License plate holder, backup camera there, and there's really nothing here. There's no diffuser, there's no nothing, just plain. And you have your single exhaust tip all the way on that side. Under the Honda logo, there's a button and that trunk opens up. Now you have to manually do the rest. It just kind of half pops up like I told before, but it's a pretty decent sized trunk. I could fit my whole body in here, lay down. I'm 5'8", not the tallest, but hey, I could have a picnic in the back of this trunk. There's a decent amount of room. And if you even want more room, just pull this and you can actually kick the rear seats down like that. Just kick them down. And now I could physically crawl through the other side of the vehicle and now be in the car. And there's a secret tab, you lift it, and you do actually have a spare tire in this vehicle. No fix-a-flat kit, an actual spare. But the real question is, what do you think? What do you think about this vehicle? Do you like it or do you absolutely hate it? And do you worry? Okay. But the real question is, what do you think about this vehicle? Do you like it or do you absolutely hate it? And do you think it's worth the $28,000? Let me know in the comments below. And get ready because I will be reviewing the Honda Civic Hybrid in the next month or two when I get my hands on that. So stay tuned, hit the subscribe button, notification bell to keep updated with that video when I post it. And a big shout out to Executive Honda of Wallingford, Connecticut for allowing me to use this vehicle for the day. Their information will be linked down in the description below.